If you want to be able to buy the most expensive players and open the best packs in FC25, go to u7buy.com to buy your EA FC 25 coins. It's cheaper than buying FC points and just as reliable. With their already amazing prices, you can get an extra 6% using promo code Inception at checkout. Okay, boys, we're going to do a discussion for this one, but just to let you know, this video might be a shorter one compared to the other evolutions because I do have something to do today, right? So I'm trying to get the Veron video out at the very least, get the evolution video out. But if I don't review like more cards, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes into it, we're just going to give like the proper ideas of what you should be potentially looking into when it comes to this evolution. So again, as I always tell you guys, you want to go sentimental as much as possible, but you know, this game only has competitive game modes, so at the end of the day you kind of have to go into the meta route as well, right? So there's different ways of looking at it. Unfortunately, maybe if we had a tournament mode, as I mentioned, for 6 years in a row, probably it would be great, but we don't. So evolution, let's take a look at this one. So this one is a backline one. Backline is this one right here. So backline booster. Obviously for this one we are going to be working with a lot of different options, right? With this card or with these cards, they're going to get a nice stat boost, but they're also going to get one play style that I think is incredibly relevant to have as of right now, and you're going to see it right now. Ready? So you have the stat boost, and you have jockey. Jockey, brother, let me tell you, man, moving with these defenders is tough. Okay, so having a jockey to be able to move with defenders is going to be very, very ideal. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, go to foot.gg, check out what the evolution choices can potentially be. I think with the stats improvements that you guys are seeing, the options are going to be endless, right? The sentimental value will be there. The options for actual link ups to specific cards will be there. This one is the trending card right off the bat, right? So this is the Medina card, which is hilarious because we have the male player on the right hand side called Molina, and this player is Medina. So some interesting stuff there, right? But she's the one that's trending, and she's trending obviously because she probably could be a pretty cool card in game. Now obviously with this card, female players defensive area is usually not that crazy. Like you have to go into like the routes of Karchawi usually to be good. Bacha, I don't know if Bacha's in this game, right? But Karchawi is usually a really cool one. But yeah, so if we go to the evolutions, we go to backline booster, these are the improvements that she does receive, right? So it's probably gonna be someone that's a little bit more agile to work with, but she is 5'5", and my recommendation is to like not really go down a route like this because, you know, she can get bullied unless you are building a specific team and just having fun, right? Because honestly, if you're decent enough at the game, you could still make her work. But we're gonna go ahead and check out some of the cool options that you could potentially go with, right? So here is an example with Sergio Gomez, where he has the backline booster from here, right? So obviously the best path you could take as of right now, this is not always the main solution, okay? Because this is showing you best path now, but in the future, the best path could be when you did this and then you do something in the future. And it's so funny because during the Champs Rewards video, we looked at Sergio Gomez and I was like, if this guy gets an evolution, he actually doesn't look that bad. This card has received some pretty significant improvements, and he could be pretty fun to use in game, to be honest, right? Because if we take a look at how he's generally formatted, he now receives a jockey, but this is a card that you would use, in my opinion, mainly in the actual left center mid position. And you could try him as a fullback, sure, but I mean, I would probably have higher pace, to be honest, right? Like I'd rather use like an Udogi in the left back position, but center mid position, you're kind of talking a little bit more, right? A card that is agile, has good defense, the pace is improved to a certain area. Like sprint speed being low, like you'll probably notice sometimes, but that acceleration being high, you'll notice a lot, right? So you'll notice it for general defending, and you'll also notice it for general build-up play on the attack, because sprint speed is not, I wouldn't say it's always the most important thing for midfielders, but it also depends on your formations and custom tactics, right? But yeah, Sergio Gomez, pretty good example of someone that gets a nice evolution path, right? So yeah, we'll go ahead and go back to this evolution. We'll see the evolved players and take a look at what we're working with here, right? So sentimental value, FC for your boy, you know? You look at a card like this and you're like, all right, we're cooking. You know what I'm saying? A nice little FC Porto card that gets an evolution boost, and now he receives the jockey on the card, right? So the jockey allows him to transition left and right nicely, but this is a nice card to link up with FC Porto players, Portuguese players, if you ever want to, because this
is a card that is very competent to play in the current meta of the game, right? He has very good stat improvements. With the way that this card is formatted, you give him a shadow, and guess what? He still has good physical stuff, right? You go into his play styles, he just has a jockey on this card, but again, it's still pretty nice. He also has some pretty good roles as well, right? If you want actually like to use attacking oriented fullbacks, for me personally, a lot of the times it depends on the formation. Like wingback can work, but I hate getting counterattacked with a passion. You guys know how I am, right? But this card has the wingback, so it's a cool thing to work with. The winger plus, not really relevant, to be honest. It's not like you can use winger plus if you're playing a 3-back, right? Three into a 3-5-2 or whatever formations they have. I haven't seen the 3-backs in this game yet, to be honest, like personally. But I mean, generally speaking, as a left back, look at the potential that you have with him. Shadow chemistry style, good pace boost, good defensive boost, some really good stuff there, right? So that's a really cool option that you can go with. You'll have some of the female players that'll be more agile to move across the pitch, which would be really cool. Nuno Santos gets one, right? So Sporting fans will rejoice for a card like this, because a really big pace improvement is a big deal for him, because he actually has position changes that allows you to use them in a specific way, right? So with this card, there's some formations in the future that could pop up that ends up being better, but you can see that from his positions, this is a 3-back formation type of player, right? So you give him a shadow or a hunter, but he has a Trivela, he has the 5-star capability, right? There's a couple of cool variables you can work with there. So usability wise, obviously increases for a card like that. There'll be a ton of options, right? Jordi Alba could be a nice link up to Lionel Messi if you want to link him up in the same squad, because the Spanish links right now are actually not that horrible to work with. Like there's actually a couple of variables that you can work with in that situation. And then obviously we go into the roles of the card. He has attacking wingback, which is obvious. It's Jordi Alba, right? But yeah, there's going to be plenty of options. O'Hara, this is a really good choice as well. With a card like this, again, you have to be mindful of the fact that she is 5'5", which is short, but she links up with some of the other American players that play in the exact same league. And it's just an easier way to link up players in your team and just use different things, right? Like it's still a really cool option to go with, because obviously this card is not going to be a meta card to work with, but this card will be significantly better, right? To be used in the game. You have some other options. Again, more female players. Svava has gotten another card, right? You guys know Svava last year. She had a, I think it was like a Future Stars, right? If I'm not mistaken, it was like a Future Stars card that was genuinely really, really solid to use as a left back. She was one of the good choices, because I think back in the day, I don't think she played for Lyon. I think she played for Real Madrid, if I'm not mistaken. So that was like a really big link to work with if you had like a Tenia on your team and stuff, right? But again, another situation where, yes, female player could get outbodied, right? If there's a cross coming in and then you have like a good physical player on the side, like they can win those engagements. So you have to be careful of that. But for general build-up play, it could be pretty nice, right? It could be pretty nice. You have some other cards that could be pretty cool, right? There's a card like this, like Lino. Never mind. I thought he would have defensive stats. He doesn't. Chilwell gets one, right? Chelsea fans can rejoice for this one. A nice little upgrade to him. I mean, it's not necessarily too bad, right? Especially if you get something in the future as well. There could be cool things to work with there. I wonder if Ryerson is still a lengthy player. Shadow chemistry style controlled. Probably lengthy on an anchor, huh? Anchor. Yeah, so he's anchor on a controlled lengthy, but that pace will be a little bit weird to work with. Because I think that was like one of the good choices last year when they improved his stats up until a certain point. But yeah, no, you'll have some really cool options. You have like this card that plays for Wolves. I actually used this guy in a draft and he wasn't that horrible to use, right? So, and you have to be mindful that these guys don't have like shadows in the draft. Sometimes you get lucky and they do, but in his case, right, you get a nice little shadow chemistry style on him, right? Another situation where, again, shadow chemistry style, good pace boost, good defensive boost, a lot of good stuff to work with there. So that's pretty cool for that one. But yeah, no, there's going to be a lot of options, man. Going to be a lot of options. You have the Benfica player, which I wouldn't do because obviously we already have that one card that exists. Zinchenko 72 pace, so you would do that, but in the hopes of like a card coming out in the future. If you have Kieran Tierney, right, Arsenal player, that's a pretty cool card to get as well, right? Nice little shadow chemistry style on him. Could definitely be really cool. That pace would be perfectly fine, even if he's not a lengthy, with the defense where it is and the physical where it is. the good improvements are definitely there as well. Let's see here. So we have, that's from box to box. And they do not have the thing yet. Let's take a look and see here. Okay, so backline booster. So this is ECSPC is pretty cool because they show you like some sentimental cards that could be nice, because obviously we're looking at cards that may or may not get like a chain evolution, but some of these cards can, right? And they can be pretty cool, right? Like for instance, my boy Gyu has a bronze player here, South Korean guy, right? Give him a shadow chemistry style, a little bit more usable, right? So he's probably building like a crazy South Korean team nowadays, because all these evolutions, like, to be fair to EA, they are dropping them early for the people that actually like to use sentimental cards, right? Which is great. So, you know, it allows you to use the cards pretty early. You can see Francisco Mora is still trending because he's a really cool card to get, especially if you are using specific cards. Narty, not Totland. Let's see what else we have here. But .gg shows like really good options. Mario Rui, Portuguese player. Doesn't really have that much physical, but again, it's an option you can go with if you are working with the Napoli links, right? Shadow chemistry style on him. Pretty cool. Luca Dean has one. Zavacosta 81. Tierney I like because his pace is already in a good spot. Or Chiche could be good, to be fair, because he has 88 physical and he's lengthy. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, this guy could be someone worth looking into. Lengthy player with 94-91. Really good defense. Physical stats very good as well. This card looks like he cooks, man. Definitely looks like he cooks, for sure. Raquelme Linder. Best. Tomiyasu gets one. Brother, I haven't seen Tomiyasu in so long. Oh my goodness. I didn't even know that guy was still around. Gunter, cool. Oh, look, Barcelona player that plays for the Liga F. This could be ideal if you don't get like Rolfo or something, but she does have better options. That card is not even that crazy, to be honest. Left wing, but like again, we always have to mention these cards could get upgraded in the future, right? Simicast for Liverpool links could be pretty cool. He already has good base physical. That's actually pretty sick as well. Shadow chemistry style for him, good improvements in the pace and defending department. Oh, look at that FC Porto, baby. I would still do it on Francisco Mora for sure. Francisco Mora looks crazy, bro. Really good improvements on him. Yeah. Conan Malasia. Look at that. Tyrell Malasia. This guy had 1 year in FIFA where he was genuinely so good. Like, if you gave him a shadow chemistry style, he was a beast, bro. Like, people were using him as like one of their selections for evolutions in the beginning because he was really sick. And I was like, oh yeah, you know, if he gets a promo card in the future, he's gonna be amazing. But then like the game changed because they dropped like 2 different patches. But yeah, some cool stuff. So guys, we're gonna like, you know, like I said, we're gonna. I have to like time this a little bit. We can't look into like every single option because obviously there is a lot to kind of unravel here, right? So we have to look into a lot of stuff, right? So sorry. All right, so let's continue on. Let's see, flip into see. Ron, we're definitely gonna be checking out for sure. Let's see here. So backline booster. So you can see Mora is still the one that trends. It makes sense. I mean, he's a beast, right? The Porto links is the biggest thing. Like, his card probably went up in value. Went up 5.5k. Honestly, that's not that bad. That's not that bad. I thought he would go up a little bit more, but that's not too bad. Hopefully he doesn't get extinct by me saying that, honestly. Oh, we've already checked out some of these cards. That's good. Newcastle Livramento, eh? Livramento, bro. This guy's like Livramento sounds like a Portuguese name. Lengthy on an architect. Shadow looks good on him for the Newcastle fans. Can't go wrong with that. Livramento, Arsonist. Simicast, Alex Moreno. Regulon gets one. That's actually pretty solid as well. Hey, Nuno Tavares gets one, eh? Look at this. That's pretty good, actually. Serie links with Lazio. Yeah, he doesn't look half bad. What's his roles? More of an attacking one. Jockey, quick step, long throw. Okay. A couple of improvements there. Cambiasso, Zinchenko. I was looking for this guy. Who does he play for nowadays? Oh, he plays for Al Hilal. Oh, this guy's gonna go up. Oh, not by that much. I thought you'd go up more, to be honest. You know why? It's because of the link to Neymar, right? Like that's the main thing that you're looking into. Like if people want that like triple link setup in their team, they'll do this card. It would be crazier if he was lengthy on a shadow. It definitely would be crazier, but I could see people doing this card. First of all, if you're an Al Hilal fan, you'll probably do it because that's an easy link to Neymar. Links back. Hey, Ruben Vinagre, look at this guy. Actually gets one too. Good improvements. You need something in the future for sure, but that's what you do, right? With evolutions, you do something at first, and then later on, they could get better. But yeah, guys, a lot of cool options. Again, we can't leave the video too long because I do have to make this Varane video, because I do have some stuff to do today. But that's like the general area that you should be looking in. Francisco Moura, man, that's one to... It would have been cool to get him as a first owner on the RTG account, but I don't even know if I'll continue the RTG account because, guys, you look at the reviews and they do better than the RTG episodes. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. Okay. Thanks for watching the video. I'll catch you guys for the Varane review. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.